welcome back to the Pretty Normal Me vlog. I'm Em Clarkson and today I wanted to talk a little bit about Christmas and indulgence. I think the first thing we need to admit and say very honestly is that Christmas is a time for indulgence. That is not a bad thing. That is, I think, one of its most charming things. I think it's one of the things that I love the most about Christmas is that it is such a time for indulgence. Unfortunately, the thing about this indulgent period is that it falls just before the time of the biggest self-punishment possible, which of course is January the 1st, New Year's Day, and the time where New Year's resolutions are upon us. Now, I think it's a cruel twist of fate, really, that the two things are so close to each other, because as a result of New Year's Day and the New Year's resolutions looming the whole way through December, I think a lot of us spend our whole indulgent Christmas period racked with guilt and already preparing ourselves for the punishment that we are going to instill on ourselves on January the 1st because we had such a nice time in December. With this in mind, I think a lot of us at Christmas get very obsessed with what piglets we are and how greedy we are and all the bad things that we're doing and what terrible people we are for having too much fun. The fact that we're even thinking about January basically means that we just can't have a guilt-free Christmas, which really annoys me because Christmas is amazing. Any loyal followers to the blog will know that I have not been very well recently, and as a result I will not be able to enjoy anything this Christmas other than basically chicken and rice. So this actually isn't the easiest vlog for me to do because I literally dribble at the thought of all the foods that I could be eating, but it does make it even more important for me to do because I think since I can't enjoy it, I'm going to beg all of you to enjoy it for me and enjoy it guilt-free because I am so jealous of everyone doing everything that I love at the moment. So with all of that in mind, I thought I would just remind you of a few things that you might be forgetting this Christmas, just to help you rid yourself of the guilt which may or may not be sneaking up already. Number one, Christmas treats are the best. And I mean literally the best. Christmas food is start to finish unreal. To name but a few, we're starting off with chocolate in the morning. At what other time of year is it acceptable to have chocolate in the morning? Of course, I am referring to our advent calendars, which are probably the most incredible idea that anybody's ever had. Like, all I can remember as a child is trying to work out at what time of the day it was best to have my chocolate so that it would taste best. I always decided the morning was best because there is no other time in your life where it's totally acceptable to come downstairs, walk into your kitchen and open up a little window where there's a perfect piece of chocolate just waiting to be eaten. Like, that is number one perfect Christmas treat. Number two, you've got roast potatoes, which are proof to me that there is a higher power and that he loves me, because roast potatoes are the dog's bollocks. They're amazing, and Christmas Day you can eat them en masse. There's turkey, which no one really likes, but you can drown in gravy, and gravy, everybody loves gravy. And then you've got mince pies, you've got marzipan, which is incredible, you've got gingerbread, you've got more chocolate, you've got champagne, you've got prosecco, you've got mulled wine, you've got gin, like, oh my god, you've got sausages. Everyone does sausage themed things at Christmas, like little mini sausages with honey on them, which are like, oh, amazing. And then you've got like little sausage rolls with the really, really flaky, crusty pastry, which just makes me want to cry with excitement. Like, there's so much delicious food at Christmas. That is like the number one thing you have to remember. At no other time of year are stores full of like such incredible food. Everything tastes so good at Christmas. That is the first thing that you absolutely cannot, should not, must never, ever, ever forget is come January, all those delicious treats, all those little gingerbread men and mince pies and figgy puddings, they're not gonna be there anymore. So you've gotta make the most of those because they are waiting to be eaten. They're begging you to eat them and they're so yummy, it would just be really, really, really rude not to. Number two, you need to remember that Christmas is not a fashion show. If we were sitting on a beach, I could kind of understand the complaints, but I think we need to point out at this point, Christmas jumpers were invented solely for this purpose. You are with people on Christmas that adore you. That's the whole point of it, is to be surrounded by people that you love and that love you. As a result, you don't need to come down to breakfast in your tightest t-shirts or in your skinniest jeans. You can come down in cuddly jumpers with terrible quotes on them. That's the whole point. It's Christmas. It's not supposed to be some big fashion, body judging bullshit day. It's supposed to be comfy and cozy with those that you love. So if by the end of your Christmas dinner your jeans don't do up, who's judging? Because I'm not judging. I think that is perfectly normal, and you're with people that love you and they won't judge you if you can't do your trousers up. They might laugh at you, but they won't judge you, and that's cool. Remember that. Number 3, Christmas is a time full of much more important things than calorie counting. I know the rest of the year is pretty full of other things that are more important as well, such as like life, laughter, happiness, etc. But particularly at Christmas, it's worth remembering that it was never, ever, ever supposed to be about this random, nasty, self-bullying bollocks. Christmas is about things so much more important. Love and friendship and happiness, joy, celebration, giving thanks, being loved, giving love, peace on earth, all men, all of these lovely things. Christmas is full of really, really special things and emotions and things that we must remind ourselves of at this time of year more than anything else. They should be our focus, not how many calories are in a mince pie. The focus this year should be how big is my heart and how many people can I love with it? Like, how many people can I hug with my arms this wide? Can I get 6 people in here? Can I get 7 people in here? If I get lots of little people, can I get like 15 of them in here? How many people can I embrace with my love and share my positivity with this Christmas? That should be the focus, not what a little cocktail sausage is going to do to your waistband. And although the although the origins of this are slightly different, it is now a time of overindulgence. You're not the only one that is overindulging yourself. Supermarkets survive because we overindulge. Remember that. People who work at those going home going, oh kids, I'm sorry, there's nothing. Everyone's on a diet this year, so I couldn't afford a turkey because no one bought my delicious mince pies that every other year have been sold out within months before Christmas. You don't want to do that to those poor people. Buy the mince pies, man. Buy the mince pies. Number 4. Nothing at Christmas counts, I'm pretty sure. Like, there's so much stuff happens at Christmas that you just absolutely wouldn't get away with at any other time of the year. Like, snogging your colleague at the Christmas work party. Most people will find that by January the 1st, that's just long gone, forgotten, bye-bye, that never happened. There's 4 days of hangover in the office and your boss kind of congratulates you for still going. It's like, well done. It's like, thank you very much. It is December, I do feel awful. And he's like, it's Christmas. You're like, oh, it's Christmas, I get it. There's a whole camaraderie about Christmas. You can eat 6 mince pies in 2 hours. There's loads of stuff you can do at Christmas. It just kind of doesn't count. It's a special time of year made with special allowances, and that does extend to everything that happens from here to the bottom of your tummy, I'm pretty sure. Everything is forgiven at Christmas. That's the one thing, is it's like forgiveness is sought at Christmas. You have to forgive yourself as well. It's not about forgiving people that have done you wrong throughout the year. It's also about forgiving yourself. So yes, you ate 6 mince pies in 2 hours. No, you're not proud of it, but are you gonna forgive yourself? Of course you are. It's Christmas. You must forgive yourself. I actually saw a jumper online yesterday and I put it in I made a pretty normal me Christmas jumper list, which I'll put below, but I'll also put the link especially to the jumper that I found which said Christmas calories don't count. I love that. I want that framed somewhere in this house to bring out in December and watch everybody gorge, because I told them the calories don't count. But I'll put the link to that in the oh my god. The link to the jumper in the description box. Come on in, remember how to speak, it's not that hard. And number 5, the last thing that you really need to remember is that you don't need to plot your punishment now. Like, I think we need to remember that 2016 has been a pretty spectacularly shit year on all fronts. It's not been good from start to finish. Actually, it's been shit. And I am probably not alone in willing this year to be over. That does not mean that I'm willing next year to come any quicker. I hate the idea of wishing my life away, and I really, really hate the idea of spending any time now thinking, whatever happens now, it's okay because I'm gonna beast myself in January. I don't think that's a nice way to live, and I think preparing yourself for this punishment is absolutely unnecessary. I think how you feel on New Year's Eve will determine what you want to do on New Year's Day. But we need to stop pinning all of these sort of expectations on the 1st of January and justifying all of our behaviour because of the 1st of January. You don't need to justify your behaviour, like, you don't need to make it right on January the 1st. It's not like you have to wipe the slate clean. Yes, you can, and that's the beauty of it, is we can press a reset, but we need to stop feeling like we have to justify everything we're doing because of January the 1st. And like plotting this punishment that we're going to enforce on ourselves. The other thing to remember, of course, with this in mind, is that every year before now we've eaten too much at Christmas. It's something that we do, and right now I don't look bad. I don't think that it really affected me in the grand scheme of things. Yes, you eat more in the Christmas period than you eat at any other point in your life. There's delicious free food available at loads of places. In January, like I say, the supermarkets, they won't have that in there anymore. You won't be expected to eat not expected, but you won't be of an evening eating 6 mince pies in 2 hours unless you've got loads in the cupboard going off. But generally speaking, the weight that you put on at Christmas, if you put on weight, will come off again in January by nature of your lifestyle. You don't live like a king or queen the rest of the year round. You don't live like the piglet that you feel that you are in December, and the weight will fall off naturally. If, you know, this just seems so silly that I'm having to say this, because you don't need to lose weight. No one needs to, you know, it's so silly, but this is the reassurance that I feel like I should give you, is that the weight will, if you put weight on in December, it will come off again in January. It just will. You'll be eating less, you'll be moving more, you won't be sitting in front of the TV for 3 days solid watching all the Downton Abbeys between Christmas and New Year's. You will be back to normal life and moving, and the weight will fall off. So what? You're like 5 pounds overweight. Like, in the grand scheme of life, was it worth it? When you look back at your memories of Christmas 2016, and it's just beautiful, and you've got this lovely montage of happiness and gifts and laughter and friendship and the amazing parties and everything that you bought for everyone and how beautiful it was, and all the lovely things that you did with the house and with your kids and with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your mother or whatever it is. Are you really going to be looking back and going, eesh, ate too many mince pies? No, you're not, because it's not what Christmas is about. If the weight's gonna come off, the weight's gonna come off, but it's just irrelevant. It's just irrelevant to Christmas. And on that theme, which is probably my last point with this in mind, is I think people look more beautiful at Christmas than I see them any other time of year. And for ages I thought, oh, it's because of the red lipstick, and it's because of glitter, and it's because people use silvers and golds in their eyeshadow, and it's because of the pretty Christmas lighting, and it's because everyone's a bit drunk and under mistletoe. And I always sort of thought it was all these things, but I realise now people look most beautiful at Christmas because they're happy. People who are smiling and people who are happy radiate this incredible glow. And that, for me, is Christmas. It's people glowing with happiness. I just know the most beautiful people are the happiest people. I say that all the time. And Christmas is a time of true, true beauty amongst everyone, because happiness is everywhere. And that's just incredible. And I guess I'll just leave you with this. It is more important at Christmas than any other time to remember that no good story ever starts, oh yeah, this one time I was having a salad and... No. Every good Christmas story, we all know it. Okay, so I was totally shit-faced at the office party. That is how every single good Christmas story starts, and y'all know it. So don't you try and tell me that your quinoa salad was the dog's bollocks and it was the funniest day ever. I just won't believe you. I just won't. Guys, it's Christmas. It's an incredible time of year. December is the best. This is the most joyous I am going to be all year. I know it until next December. Please join me in being happy. Please join me in not worrying. Please just join me in overindulging and being excited and getting on board with everything great, everything amazing that Christmas has to offer. Don't beat yourself up, don't punish yourself, and don't obsess about something that is actually so irrelevant. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time of year, and we're surrounded by people that we love and that love us in return. That is all that matters. It just is. Eat what you want, do what you want. If you want to sit on the sofa for like 4 days solid, no judgment here. Have fun, okay? And we'll work on New Year's resolutions together. If you want to leave anything in the comments for me to look at, we can look at January, we'll tackle it together, Pretty Normal Me and you, and we'll work that out as and when the time comes. The time is not here now, so relax, go forth, drink too much, eat too much, overindulge, have the best time ever. December is the best. Okay guys, I hope you like this. I hope you've been able to take something on board. I have loved making this. I really like doing these sorts of things, particularly if I know it will help. And I hope the girl that asked me to do this is listening to this, and when I see her next weekend, she's got like crumbs all over her face and a glass of something in her hand. Alright guys, I love you. Please subscribe. It is free and it means the absolute world to me. The subscribe box will be here Look at me getting so techy. And leave a comment with something you'd like to see next. If you've got any questions, I'm very good at replying to comments, though I say so myself. Please come and find us on Twitter, Facebook. Send me an email if you want to talk anything through, or if I can help in any way, to info@prettynormalme.com. And otherwise, I will see you on Sunday for a new video. Lots of love, guys. See you later. Bye.